Hello, my name is Martin Cowen, and the point of this short video is to give advice to Libertarian candidates. And that advice is to start now running for office for the offices which will be elected 2 years from now. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I attended the 1972 Georgia Libertarian Party Convention. I attended the 2016 Georgia Libertarian Party Convention. The meaning of that is that I have been a libertarian for 44 years. I attended that 1972 convention during my first year in law school. I became a lawyer in 1975. I have been a lawyer for over 41 years. Recently, in 2016, I wrote a new book called Fabian Libertarianism, 100 Years to Freedom, and I hope you'll buy it and read it. The importance of this book that I want to emphasize right now is the subtitle, 100 Years to Freedom. And I'm not talking about the 44 years during which I've been a libertarian, 44% of 100. I'm talking about 100 years starting now. And if we're going to get our freedom back, we have to start now, and that's what I'm advising libertarian candidates all across the country to do. One thing that has disappointed me about the Libertarian Party in Georgia is that in my 44 years, we have never elected a single libertarian to the Georgia General Assembly. And so I want to start that process now. Now there's some advice I have for doing that. And the first piece of advice is we've got to learn how to run for public office. It's not rocket science. There are books. People do it all the time. Libertarians, unfortunately, haven't given evidence in Georgia that they know how to do it. Let me suggest this book, How to Win a Local Election by Judge Lawrence Gray. This is a great place to start. Learn how to run for office. The second thing I want to suggest is the following. You need to identify as a candidate your, what I call, super voters. And let's just talk about a Georgia House district as an example. In Georgia House districts, there are about 50,000 registered voters. What I mean by super voters is those people who voted in the last general election and in the 2 previous primary elections. The subset of all of those people. And what you will find is that's between 3,000 and 5,000 voters. And what I'm suggesting to you libertarian candidates is that you identify those people. You can hire a firm to identify them for you and give you the list. You can get to know those 3,000 to 5,000 voters personally in the next 2 years. And specifically what I suggest that you do is you start mailing those people, bulk mail, identifying yourself and raising various issues. And you do that every 3 to 4 months between now and 2 years hence when the full-blown election will start. And you can be sure that those 3,000 to 5,000 people will know you by that time. Now in Georgia we have to do ballot access, which means we have to circulate petitions, ask people to sign it so that you can get on the ballot. What I'm suggesting is that if you've done these mailings, these 3 or 4 mailings every month to your super voters, that at the end of the 2-year period when the ballot signature collection starts, you have a list of people that you can go and ask for their signature. And they are very likely to give it to you because they will know you. And then, once you've done that, then you can start the standard campaign that's represented and discussed in this book, How to Win a Local Election. And you can do standard campaigning. One thing I can assure you is that you will get a lot of votes. And it's also very likely that you will win. If you don't win, try again. This is a series of videotapes, advice to Georgia Libertarian candidates, which will apply all across the country too, of course, but my interest being a Georgia lawyer is in Georgia. Again, I am the author of Fabian Libertarianism, 100 Years to Freedom, and what I'm doing in these videos is enacting my book. And so I ask that you take a look and see what I'm up to. Listen, I'd love to help you win an election in Georgia as a Georgia Libertarian candidate. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time.